How's it going, everybody? It is time for an update. It's been a couple weeks, so I'm going to take a few minutes here to go over a few things on my list and kind of get everybody updated before we start rolling into the last few days of August. First thing I want to touch on is safety in a sense. We have some new people in the plant. Obviously, they've been here a while now. We've probably got 5, 6 new faces here in the last 3, 4 weeks. I want to continue to stress to remind everybody that don't expect that they know what's going on. Look out for them, especially. Common sense should not be the answer when you look into trying to keep each other safe. Watch out for them. Make sure we're being as careful as possible, explaining why we do what we do, and especially when it comes to machine stops. Look out for where they're at, where they're standing, where they are in relation to you. Machine stops are an event and are obviously events that can lead to safety issues. So continue to look out for each other, but especially keep an eye out for all those new guys that are here until they're up to speed. Housekeeping as it relates to safety as well. I'm going to keep talking about housekeeping, especially on the dry end. Green straps, keeping the decking clear, making sure we get those picked up in a timely fashion. Doesn't mean we have to put every bale up on there, cut the bands right away, but if you cut the bands, pull the bands, and dispose of them. Don't let the bands just hang out, and continue to work on your areas as you are going through the day-to-day motions, cleaning up your areas, working on housekeeping as it goes. Don't wait till the end of the shift. It is important to make sure we set it up for the next shift, but if you're being content with working in a dirty environment throughout your own shift, it's putting yourself in harm's way, putting other people's in harm's way on your own shift. So let's continue to work on housekeeping while we're running the machine, staying on top of that, and make sure we're realizing that can be a definite safety concern as well. Last I'll touch on is continuing to wear masks out there. It's been hot this week. Everybody knows that. I know a lot of people are keeping their mask on them, and more getting pulled down as it is harder to kind of deal with the heat and also keep your mask in a good position. But please remember to keep something on you at all times and try to wear those anytime you're in close proximity of your coworkers, wearing them in and out of the plant in common areas when you can. So moving along, as we get into production, obviously everybody's seen a lot of efforts in the last couple of weeks to try to continue to push speeds and make some improvements on some nagging issues that we've had out there on the machine, and we've seen some definite improvement overall for the month. We're on the cusp of getting over 43 an hour again, trying to get back up in that 43, 44, 45 range that we were at prior to June. But we've definitely seen some nice improvement in the past week. About 0.5% to go to get back over 95%. But I will say in the past week, overall, we've averaged over 45,000 an hour and almost 97% uptime. So we need to continue to keep that trend going, keep working on the little things, and keep pushing the speeds where we can. And we'll start seeing all those numbers come up as we finish the month and start the next month of September off strong. From a quality standpoint, we had a couple of hiccups when it came to measuring large units. We all had a stand down for that. So continue to make sure that we're paying close attention to units that measure over 100 inches. Obviously, we want to try to measure as many units as we can. But when we come down to larger units, especially, we want to make sure we get the large tape on those and make sure we don't take the chance of those getting out the door. They have a higher risk of the large units being out of spec just due to the lengths and as it relates to our measuring components on the machine. So slap a tape on those, make sure we're paying close attention to detail. We've got a large chunk of our overall credits is just tied to cut length. Besides that, we've been doing a fairly decent job of paying close attention to DLAM, warp, and other quality items out there. But we need to make sure we watch everything as close as possible. As I mentioned before, with a lot of changes on the machine, making improvements, pushing speeds, making starch adjustments. It means we need to be all eyes on our product as much as possible to make sure that we're pushing the machine and not pushing it at the expense of quality. So continue to watch that as we run and make sure that everything we send out the door is a quality item for the customer. I want to touch on starting next week, we're going to try to resume some crew meetings. So what we're going to try to do on Tuesdays is go back to crew meetings. We are going to try to not put as many tables still in the break room, but we're going to get some chairs in there. We're going to try to streamline these meetings a little bit more. Try to make them 15, 20 minutes at most, and try to get in, get out, keep people as distant as possible, but try to touch on some stuff that has gone, made it more difficult as we try to continue to be successful and not do some of the things that we were always successful at doing. So beginning again next week on Tuesday, we will do all 3 meetings on Tuesday. So we'll have third shift in the morning on Tuesday, and then we'll do second shift and first shift as well. So we'll get that posted. I just wanted to get it out on the video so everybody's aware of that. A few questions have been brought up about getting food back into the plant. Obviously, when we've been working weekends, we've been trying to get some meals brought in. We are going to start bringing a few more meals in. We're probably not going to be able to get back to the point where we were simply because of our options. But we're going to be looking into some more single serve type stuff. We're still trying to not do as much buffet style food at this point, but we might, modify what we bring in and so on. But we are looking to try to get back to bringing some more meals back in as you guys earn them. So we'll be working on that slowly over the next few weeks and trying to talk with the people that I've been ordering food from and see what kind of options we can come up with for a variety, but also keep them more individual oriented. Speaking of rewards, I still have some shirts left, the Top Gun style shirts from the 400s. So if you haven't gotten one yet, come see me. I still have them in my office. As we look ahead to the next few weeks, the last few things I wanted to touch on is that we will be off on Labor Day, if you didn't realize that one. So that is the 7th. We'll be off Monday, the 7th for Labor Day. The way business has been here lately, I would anticipate that we would end up running on the 12th of Saturday. So with things picking up and being a short week, do not be surprised if we end up working on the 12th of September. We are going to schedule a quarterly cleanup in September. Now that we were kind of getting towards the back half of the year, obviously, and we have not been able to do one, we're going to put a quarterly cleanup up for the 26th of September. More than likely, we'll have a blowdown the previous week, and we'll have some modified hours for the cleanup as well, so that we can really get down to the nitty gritty of some of the other housekeeping issues that we need to get done and kind of get us back to where we want to be. I mentioned on the last video that we're still planning on doing a golf outing. That is the 20th of September. I'll put a posting up probably next week to start getting people to sign up. And the deadline for signing up for that will probably be the 11th, so that we can get teams all done and figure out how we're going to do this. I've been in contact with the golf course and still plan on doing that at this point, unless things change from their front or anything else from a health and safety standpoint. So September is going to be a busy month. We still got a few days to finish up for this month, and we'll stop next week on Tuesday to do inventory and start September. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been putting in a lot of hard work here lately to get the improvement and numbers up and continue to focus on getting us back to where we want to be and continue to make improvement. So thank you once again for that. And there's a lot of stuff going on outside of work, and a lot of outside distractions. Continue to focus on yourself and your teammates while you're here. Be safe as much as possible. And as I said last time, please listen to doctors when it comes to advice out there. Listen to doctors and only listen to those that listen to doctors. And we'll try to do our best to keep everybody safe inside these walls. Thank you very much, and have a good day.